समन्ता चक्रवालेषु अत्रा गच्छन्तु देवता सद्धम्मं मुनिराजस्य सुनन्तु सग्गमुखदं ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා ධම්මස්සවන කාලෝ අයං බදන්තා නමෝ තස්සේ භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ නමෝ තස්සේ භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ නමෝ තස්සේ භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්සේ ඒක පුග්ගලෝ භික්ඛවේ ලෝකේ uppajjamaano uppajjati බහුජන හිතාය බහුජන සුඛාය ලෝකානුකම්පාය අත්ථාය හිතාය සුඛාය දේව මනුස්සානම් කතමෝ ඒක පුග්ගලෝ තථාගතෝ අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝති. Dear Dhamma friends, I would like to invite everyone to concentrate on my voice while thinking about the noble virtues of the Buddha. Also, I would like to invite, stay with me with the respect of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and then invite your own mind to listen, accept and have experiment with your own mind, finally to apply into your day-to-day lives and career. Also, I would like to wish and bless everyone to be well and happy by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Dear Dhamma friends, today this sermon is sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. H.R. Sanjay Saha Omina Hevage and their family. Their main object is the birthday of H.R. Dinsandi daughter. Her birthday is coming on 20th of March. Beloved parents would like to wish her to continue her studies and then to wish her to have bright future and then to have all kind of success in her throughout of lives. Venerable monks also would like to wish her to be well and happy, also to have all kind of success in her life and then to get enlightenment in this Buddha Sasana. Also, beloved parents would like to wish other children, H.R. Vinsandi and H.R. Minsanda, sister and brother of H.R. Dinsandi. Whole family would be happy and peaceful while focusing on Dhamma sermon. Also, I would like to invite everyone, whoever listen to this sermon, just focus on the Buddha's noble virtues and then to apply into your mind while asking for mental and physical happiness throughout of your lives. Dear Dhamma friends, today just I am thinking about the Buddha, how to explain about the Buddha and then to apply into our career. If I ask you, who is the Buddha? In general, people, those who claim as Buddhist or follows the Buddha, may not ask this question. That means, who is the Buddha? Because they think already the meaning is in their mind. So they are not willing to ask this question. But I would like to ask you, who is the Buddha? Why? How many times you have recited by saying, Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi? Simply you would say, I take refuge in the Buddha. But in a profound teachings, the Buddha means compassion and wisdom. If someone asks you who is the Buddha, that means the Buddha means nothing but compassion and wisdom. Therefore, each time when we recite Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, that means we are promising ourselves spiritually to follow the Buddha's path. That means each time when we recite Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, that means we are going to promise ourselves to be kind and wise. I'm asking you, are you kind and wise? Of course, you have to answer for that question within yourself. Why we have to be kind first and then to spread over other beings, including their loved ones in their family? According to the teachings of the Buddha, we accept and follow the teachings. What the Buddha taught on rebirth. Rebirth means the circle of death and birth. It depends on our own volition. Volition means karma. It could be physical or mental. But it should be intentional karma or intentional action. It could be mental, physical or verbal. Whatever actions we follow with intention, it could be a complete action according to the teachings of the Buddha. When we die, this kind of actions, that means karma, exists on the last thought moment of our life, and then it affects over next life. That means rebirth exists. We have done lots of meritorious deeds in our past lives. As a result of that, we became humans. All the time, we have to keep in our mind what's that. Rather than being an animal, we became humans. So, humanity means love and compassion. Humanity means love and compassion, people say. But according to the teachings of the Buddha, being a human is so rare. Kicho manusa patilapo. Being a human is so rare without being an animal. Of course, we are able to count human heads all over the world by saying 8 billions. But it's hard to count animal world. It's uncountable. Again, we have to ask ourselves, why I became a human? It's so precious. It's so great. And then we have to use for a good cause with this great life. How we are going to practice this human life, asking for mental and physical happiness within this lifetime. The Buddha exists to show the path how to gain real happiness. It could be mental or physical, but the Santuti Paramandana, great wealth is mental happiness. If I ask you, what you are finding all throughout of your life, what you are finding by doing lots of activities. Sometimes you are working hard to earn money, and then you are trying to your best to buy a house and then to do other things. What are you doing? you are asking for happiness, especially mental happiness. Nowadays, simply say, especially young people are flying all over the world asking for mental happiness. But still, we have to know, if we are not going to train our mind with the profound teachings of the Buddha, whatever the biological equipments or materialistic things what we are going to gain, but still, we are losing something in our mind. End of the day, we may feel something empty in my mind. Sometimes we are asking ourselves, I don't know, we are doing everything what we could to have happiness, mental happiness, but still, we couldn't fulfill it. Every day, we are fighting over things. We are asking lots of things. We are working hard to gain it, but still, something missing. Sometimes we are fighting over these things. Sometimes we are harming each other, asking for happiness. But the Buddha said, if you can realize the real nature of this life, definitely you are going to gain happiness within yourself. See, before starting this sermon, you already offered beautiful flowers in front of the Buddha statue. What does it mean? Of course, according to Sri Lankan Buddhist culture, there's a special stanza to offer flowers in front of the Buddha statue. In general, Pujemi Buddhang Kusumena Nena so on. The meaning is, these beautiful blossoms are subject to get withered. Having comparison with my own body and my life, get subject to get sick and old. Finally, I have to leave this world keeping everything behind. It doesn't matter how much you love myself. It doesn't matter how much you love yourself and others by saying, I love you so much. I'll never leave you. These words are so familiar, especially between parents and children. Parents used to say, in Pali words the Buddha said, Puttavatu Manusanang. Parents used to say, you are the worst or wealth. To me, it's like a heart in my life. Without heart, I cannot survive on this earth like that. Without you, my dear daughters or dear son, I cannot survive on this earth. Sometimes I am starving, but I don't feel it because I am finding how to gain happiness because of you. Sometimes while feeding up my own stomach, but still I am thinking about my children's lives, how to get best things to them. So that's why we are doing everything our best by saying, you are the wealth in my life. Anyway, it doesn't matter how much you love yourself or others, including your loved ones. It could be your children, wife, husband, parents, brothers and sisters, so on. But still, convenience leads me, but absolutely nothing to say my own mind. According to the Buddha's word is sammuti sacha. Sammuti sacha means conventional truth. Convenience leads me, of course, dear children, especially I'm focusing on children's mind, and then I'm addressing them mainly. But I would like to talk to our adults. They also think about that. Otherwise, they cannot be examples to their kids or children. So that's why people or adults think about their own lives and then to be examples to their children or kids. And then it's very important in their lives. Convenience leads me. Of course, you have to work hard, study well, like brush off your teeth, comb your hair, clean your body, do your best to maintain health. That's all right. But still, we have to train our mind to accept the truth of anicca. Anicca means impermanent, simply. Nothing is permanent. Anytime, we may lose everything. What we say is me. Everything belongs to me. Somehow, I have to get it. I think it's my happiness. I want to get it. I have to reach it. And then I can be over the moon. It's my complete happiness. People used to say, but We have to train our mind to accept the truth of anicca or impermanence, not to cry, also not to be inactive. Still you have to be active in your life. Work hard, study well. After you became adults, of course, make money, should be rightful, build a house, buy vehicles. It depends on, it doesn't matter. Do your duties towards each other, your best. That means between wife and husband, parents and children, brothers and sisters, so on. Wherever you go, all over the world, wherever you travel, all over the world, but still you may see people exist in different colors. People used to say colored people exist all over the world. But remember, those who are coming from Africa in general with a black skin, some are coming from Europe with white skin, some are coming from Asia with brown color. But still, blood is red, tears are salty. But still, blood is red, tears are salty. As we explained before, everybody is asking for happiness, especially mental happiness. So that's why they are working harder, doing everything to make money and then to have these kind of materialistic things. They think simply this could be our whole happiness. But end of the day, they feel something missing because their mind is not satisfied with what they got. So that's why the Buddha said, of course, convincingly you have to work harder, like you have to work harder, study well, prepare for your test, exams, all right. Also, you have to set goals until you reach your goal, what you set up with the experience of parents, teachers, and adults. Because they think throughout of their lives and experiences, this is what we got as our happiness. So we are granting our happiness towards you. People used to say to their beloved children. So, of course, you have to set up your goals with the experience or advice with their parents and then to work harder to reach that goals. All right. But while reaching this path or while following this path, remember not to violate any rules. Like these blossoms. Since these flowers are natural, is subject to get withered. Having comparison with our own physical body, any time we may get sick. Also, for each moment, we are losing our mental and physical health and strength. By knowing this truth, not to be inactive or not to be not to cry, but to be active to continue your path. Also, I ask you, while you are setting goals up, still train your mind to accept the truth of anicca again. And then we are asking you to be mindful all the time. In profound teachings of the Buddha, it says, Kaye kayanupassī viharati atapi sampajano satima vinaya lokya abhijjado manasang. Each time, living at the present moment, it says, living at the present moment, in each thought moment, you have to be mindful. Nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Transient are all component things. Like these beautiful blossoms are subject to get withered. I may lose everything, my health, my memory, and my physical body. It's having lots of energy. Anytime we may collapse. Anytime we may leave this world. By knowing this truth, of course, I have to work harder. That's all right. And then we are not supposed to violate any kind of rules or precepts. We have to respect country laws. Of course, you have to respect your family bonds as adults, between parents and children, between wife and husband. First thing is, I would like to, at this moment, talk to our beloved parents, being a wife and husband. First thing is, you have to give your own examples towards your own children, because even small kids, when they grow, they are looking into your life. How about our parents' relationships? How our mother and father treat each other with it love and compassion? It happened. They are observing. They are the great observers. about on their parents. So that's why sometimes at seeing good children, we have to say they are acting like their parents. They have grown according to their parents' past. So that's why parents are the example to their children when they grow. So between wife and husband, they have to have a good relationships. Of course, anytime you may leave each other, but still, until that moment, it could be even tonight, even this morning, even this afternoon. I would like to wish everyone to be 100 years long life. May you be live long, having 100 years long life. That's all right. But we know, any time we may leave this keeping every time behind. Life is short, but death is uncertain. Life is uncertain, death is certain. Also, this life is very short. It says, in this era, we are having, as humans, we are having 100 years long life. But how many people you know? Those who pass 100 years, barriers, 100 years lifetime. Sometimes you cannot count. Sometimes you may say, I don't know. Some people say, I know few people, those who pass this 100, limit, 100 time limit. But any time we may live. Though we are leaving this world each other, though we are leaving each other any time, but I am so happy being with a person being such a person like you. If you can say in front of your father or wife or parents, it could be a real happiness. Of course, we didn't have kind of lots of worldly facilities or worldly comfortable life by birth, but still we became humans, and then we can gain everything. It depends on our effort, determination and persistence. Especially, I would like to invite our kids and children to keep in your mind these three words. According to the Buddha's teachings, it says Arambha Dhatu, Nikkama Dhatu, Parakkama Dhatu. Start with effort and then continue, determination, and then until you reach your good goal, what you set up on, you have to work harder. That means perseverance, effort, determination, and perseverance. Just you have to continue it. And then I'm talking about parents and children, wife and husband. Wife and husband, especially, you have to feel a good relationship. Though you are having two bodies, but still you have to feel one life. People used to say, I'll never leave you. Conventionally it's all right, but we know anytime we may leave, but still, until that moment, we are going to work in harmony. We are going to work together with lots of happiness. Sometimes we don't have like a delicious food like in a palace, but still we have a very simple food, but still we feel it's like our food is in a heaven. This is very important in our lives. It depends on our happiness. Sometimes people may have lots of delicious food, what they call it, but still they don't feel it. It's not tasty. People used to say, I don't feel tasty. I don't feel hunger. I don't feel. Please leave me alone. Sometimes people used to say, give me a break. It's enough. It's enough in my life. I have done lots of things to find happiness, but still I am lost. I didn't meet with it. So that's why I'm asking, please leave me alone. Otherwise, give me a break. People used to say, we don't want to have that kind of feeling, so that kind of position in of our lives. Why? According to the teachings of the Buddha, we have suffered for millions, billions of life in this sansaric journey, throughout of this sansaric journey. And then we got this rare chance of humanity. Again, I would like to remind everyone, being a human is so rare compared to animal world. It's so precious. We got this chance. So that's why we are asking you to use for a good cause. And then between parents and children, wife and husband, you have to have a good relationships under one roof. And then you have to say, though we are not like prince or princess, but still within our own family, we are like princess and gods and goddess. It's so important in our lives. It doesn't matter which skin color we got by birth. Dear, young teenagers, daughters and children. It doesn't matter. Of course, if there are any kind of sicknesses, of course you have to go through treatment. Of course, I approve it. You have to go through treatment. Even the Buddha approved it. You have to have treatments over that. But still, we don't want to have any kind of pains and sorrows in our mind because of our skin color. Our appearance is impermanent. You know, this physical body is like a mobile washroom. This physical body is like a this body is like a mobile washroom. Always is having a lots of impurities. How many times we are working harder to keep it clean? All the time we are working harder to keep it clean. But not to get upset by thinking about that. Of course, keep it clean. You have to be healthy, mentally and physically. But still, you have to have a simple thoughts of love and compassion in your mind. So this is what you said. We have to recite by saying, Buddhan saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for my refuge. Or in other alternatives, just it says, I take refuge in the Buddha. That means I have to be kind and wise. Now we feel I have to be kind towards myself first. Why? After we completed millions, billions lives in the past, especially having very sorrowful situations in evil realms. And then I got this rare chance of humanity. Why not? I have to treat well. I have to respect my own life. It's not selfish, kind of selfish. It is not. Selfishness means people are doing something bad to gain others' rights and responsibilities. Always just thinking about themselves. Neglecting others' facilities, others' rights, they are working towards their own. It can be selfish. But when we talk about compassion or karuna, it doesn't mean. That means I have to be kind towards myself. With that experience, I am going to be kind towards others, including their beloved parents. When you hear, dear my daughter, dear my son, it should be in your bottom of the heart. It should be come from your bottom of the heart. Yes, my mom or dad in Sinhala language is my amma or tata or apache. I can hear you. I'm coming. It says simply, I love you. People used to say, I love you, my darling. I never leave you. I never leave you. It doesn't matter. But still we know, anytime we may leave you. But still, we love you so much. We are sacrificing everything what we could in our lives. So, when we recite Buddhan Saranang Gacchami each time, I have to be kind towards myself first with that experience, and then we have to spread over, including our parents. And brothers and sisters, I think you have heard this sentence, or it says, blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. When we talk about especially these sponsored people or these devotees, Dhamma friends, there's a family, of course, these brothers and sisters, of course. You have to live in harmony under one roof with your parents. You have to repay something towards your parents. What does it mean? Of course, they did not invite you to come to this world. According to our karma, our good karma, what we have done in our last lives, and then we came to this life through our mother's womb under father's help. Simply, just I'm talking to our children. They did not invite. They did not invite. Whoever came to this world as their own children, and then they accepted. Right? You are welcome. Children are welcome into their lives. And then they are sacrificing. They promise themselves to sacrifice everything because of these children. Whoever came to this world through their own lives, they are ready to accept and then to treat well. This is what actually like beloved parents are doing. Of course, we have to teach our children about that. When you become kind towards yourself and others, you have to think about your parents first. With that experience, when you go out, that means one day, after you became an adult, you may get married anyway, and then have kids, Also, you may in a good position, and then you may do lots of work towards this country, or go abroad and then do lots of services towards these fellow human beings. Of course, it's all right. But still, you have to feel with my parents' kindness, what I got from my parents, and then I'm going to spread over all over the world, over whole living beings in this world. It's very important. Also, I would like to remind everybody, according to especially Sri Lankan Buddhist culture, there are two special verses or gathas, stanzas. Just say something is like a poem. Anyway, however, we call on it, but still we say some meaning is so important. Can you remember? Dasamase ure katta pose suddhi karna son, especially for Amma. This gatha exists. It says, dear my Amma, dear my mother, I know how much you love me. You kept me for 10 months in your womb with love and compassion. You nurtured me with love and compassion. I know you sacrificed everything. Therefore, I would like to wish you to have 100 years long life, my dear mother. I am worshipping you, coming to your feet every day, before going to bed. I would like to worship you while asking for 100 years long life to you, my Amma, coming to your feet, coming closer to your feet, and sometimes I am touching your feet. I am asking you to 100 years long life to my Amma or my mother. You say, you are transferring lots of, longevity into your mother's lives. Not only mother, but also for father, you have to respect. You have to give that blessings to your father, beloved to your father, by reciting Buddhikaro Alingitva Chumbita Piya Puttaka. I know my father, how much you love me. You wanted to keep me among kings. I know about that. You work hard. You make money by thinking about us to give a bright and better future. You are doing everything your best to make us happy, including our mother. Also my brothers and sisters, I know about that. I promise myself. I know I'm so kind towards myself. With that experience, I am going to be kind towards my mother and father. I'm promising myself every day. While thinking before going to bed, especially, you have to take your father and mother close and recite these gathas, asking for 100 years long lives to both of them. It's very important in our life. See, when we recite Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi each time, we have to train our mind to accept the truth of what life is. Again, what does it mean to be wise? That means I explained already. Like these blossoms are subject to get withered. Having comparison with our own life, we are subject to get sick and old. Finally, we may die any time. Ha sanyoga vyoganta. All kind of meetings end in departure. Ha yobana jara anta. Youth ends in old age. Ha matanta sajivaka. We have to leave this world with the final destination of death. That's the real nature of this life. So that's why I said, according to Pali word, sammuti sacha, it is conventional. It is conventional. Conventionally, it's me. Conventionally, you are in my life. Conventionally, I'll be there all the time. Conventionally, I'll never leave you. It's conventional. But absolutely, we know. We have to train our mind to accept the truth, real truth. We have to train our mind to accept what's that. Absolutely. Nothing to say, my own mind. Even with my hair, even with my hair in our body, in my body, I don't have 100% control. Sometimes when I get sick, I have to go through treatment, but still I become helpless. I become innocent. Sometimes some people leave this world in the middle of their lives, sometimes in their young life, sometimes in mother's womb, people usually say miscarriage, what she got. So there are so many things happening all over the world. Therefore, when we recite Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi, promise yourself to be kind and wise. And then, of course, while holding each other's hands, like parents and children, wife and husband, so on. But still you have to train our mind to accept the truth of nothing is permanent. We call as these are 3 characteristics of existence. Tilakkana in Pali word. In Pali words, we introduce as tilakkana. 3 characteristics of existence. Anicca means impermanence. Dukkha means suffering or unsatisfactory. And anicca, non-self. Conventional is me. Of course, you have to have a strong self. It could be conventional. But absolutely, there's non-self. There's no self. We don't have 100% control over that. It doesn't matter how many times just we are saying everything is me, is mine. I have to do everything because of me, because of myself, people used to say. But absolutely, even with single hair, we don't have 100% control. This is what we call say, there's no self or it's non-self, just we are introducing is. 3 characteristics of existence, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then is completed. When you recite Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, that means I go to the Buddha for my refuge. That means we are promising ourselves to be kind and wise. And then, conventionally, for this your own benefits, at the same time others' happiness, we have to do some kind of things because it's our humanity, it's our moral duty. First thing is you have to do your duties towards your parents. At the same time, slowly you have to continue your path towards fellow human beings. You know, without doctors, engineers, and other fellow human beings, though we are spending over, things to buy or get, but still we need everybody. When everybody, exists, just world is there. Doctors, engineers, teachers, parents, and carpenters, plumbers, whoever, everybody is just having together. They are meeting each other. They are supporting us. And then we are living. We are living on this earth. So even we are sacrificing, we are giving some portions of this, helpfulness into this world. It's very important. So we have to respect everybody. There may be some evil people all over the world. We cannot say this country is completely happy. This country is completely evil or impure. We cannot say. Sometimes, according to biological system, people say there are kind of materialistic system is all right. According to materialistic measurement, people used to say this country is on the top. And then people think we have to go. We have to, fly over. And then to have happiness. If you are not a trained-minded people with 3 characteristics of existence, you will never find real happiness. Though you are having millions of dollars or billions of dollars, but still you may feel something empty, your mind. So that's why all of the people, some people are claiming, I'm going to stress out. Sometimes I feel to commit suicide. Not to do, because this life is so important. Being a human is so rare. There are so many excuses and there are so many treatment into our mind. This is what kind of a treatment, what the Buddha said, each time have a long breath, breathe in and out. When you feel you are exhausted, you are unhappy in your mind. Sometimes you are fed up with your life, your day-to-day activities. Sometimes you are studied. Sometimes you got kind of failures in our exams, your lives. But still, being a human is so rare. This kind of is so, short. Nothing is permanent. Even my thoughts are not permanent. So have a long breath. Release your burdening thoughts through your nose. And then just think about this rare chance of humanity. No. Yes, I have to respect myself. I have to continue my life. And then, first thing is, according to the Buddha's teachings, there are 5 precepts. Those are kind of humane feelings of this life. Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapadan Samadhyami. I observe the precepts to abstain from killing. That means you are not going to be a harmful person to kill others or take others' lives. Of course, completely is all right. But still, people used to say, please leave me alone. By using kind of harsh words, you are trying to kill me. You are not going to kill with a sharp, weapon. But still, you are hurting me with your harsh words. Not to do that. That means you are killing me. Not to do that. So, we have to respect each other. even with our honey words, lovely words. People used to say, it doesn't matter whether you are not giving or not luxury house, food, delicious food or whatever, but still, please use lovely words, kind words. That's it me to survive. Please grant lovely words to me. It's enough for me. People used to say. People asking love all the time. So that's why people say, I love myself. Therefore, please love me. This is what I'm expecting from you. But remember, keep in your mind, there's a special word in the Buddha's teachings we call as metta. Metta means without asking for anything in return, our mind is trained to spread over. Like myself, may I be well and happy? I don't want to be beaten by anyone else because I love myself, I like myself. This is what I really need to do. I like myself. Like myself, having comparison with my own, people used to say, may my parents, brothers and sisters, and adults, friends, even neutral people, even unfriendly people, those who are doing something bad to me, but still, I have to protect my physical body and life from those evil people. But I am not going to have any kind of evil thoughts in my mind. Without having that kind of evil thoughts, our mind is trained to spread over. May all living beings, not only humans, but also even animals, tiny creatures, may all living beings well and happy. Like myself, may they be well and happy. So important. But love is not like that. People used to say, I love you. Keep him behind as long as you love me. Otherwise, mind your business or go away. So that's the problem is happening. So the rate case is going up. There's a divorce case and there are lots of things going up. The rate is going up all over the world. But we are asking to practice metta anyway. Not to kill anyone, respect lives like yourself, not to steal anything which is not belongs to you, not to violate your 5 senses. How many senses you got? Ears, eyes, nose, tongue and body. Not to violate your 5 senses. This is what for adults we say, not to violate family bonds after you got married. And then not to violate your mouth using harsh words, slanderous words, gossip, so on. Also not to take intoxicating drugs and drinks. It completely damages our brain. Finally, it affects our mind. Those are the 5 precepts Buddha's followers are supposed to follow. And then automatically there are 3 areas are there. What are those? Dana, generosity, sila, morality, and bhavana, meditation. Living at the present moment by knowing, convincingly it's me, but absolutely nothing to say. It is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Therefore, at this moment, I have to work harder, be a disciplined person. As I explained 5 precepts, of course I have to follow my best and then I have to be disciplined. At the same time, I never going to hold anything mentally. It is permanent. I have 100% control over that. Without those things, I cannot survive. Somehow, whether it's right or not, I'm going to have it. This is my full dream in my life. It's not. Whatever dreams you are going to create in your mind, of course you have to work towards that peacefully, rightfully, without breaking 5 precepts. That means dana, sila, bhavana, generosity, and morality and meditation. Dana is so easy. Generosity is easy. If you don't have anything to give materialistic way, of course you have to give your kind words. People used to say, at least your single lovely words is enough for me to live. People used to say, even between, especially wife and husband, parents and children, people used to say, you know, I have my own experience being abroad. Sometimes we are different with our colors, but people used to say, I feel you are in my own brother because of your words, your kind words. This is what we really need. So my time is over. I would like to invite our children, parents and adults. When you recite Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi each time, promise yourself to be kind and wise. Practice within yourself, with your own experience, practice towards others equally. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may you be well, happy and peaceful, finally attain supreme Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends and devotees, today this Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. H.R. Sanjay Saha Omina Hevage. These beloved parents are willing to bless their beloved loving daughter H.R. Dinsandi to be well and happy on her birthday is coming on 20th of March. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, their loving daughter be well and happy, and then to continue her higher education. Also, she has to have a bright future throughout of her life. This is what her beloved parents are creating in their minds by sponsoring this valuable Dhamma sermon. At the same time, these beloved parents are wishing there are two children, H.R. Vinsandi, also H.R. Minsandi, other daughter and son. These three children, brothers and sisters, have to live in harmony within one family. They have to work harder, study well. They have to make their minds happy. At the same time, they have to make their parents happy, also others happy in what kind of position in their career. At the same time, by practicing the Buddha's path, they have to get enlightenment without having any kind of sorrowful realms in next lives. At the same time, they are wishing Venerable monk who delivered this sermon to be well and happy, at the same time to get enlightenment within on this Buddha's sasana. Also, they are wishing their beloved parents, brothers and sisters, and relatives to be well and happy. Finally, to attain supreme nibbana. Also, they are transferring minutes departed their relatives, those who are coming from their both sides. By these merits, they have to absorb this merit wherever they are at the moment. By absorbing this merit, may they be well and happy. At the same time, may they attain supreme nibbana. Finally, they would like to transfer merit towards all kind of gods and all kind of beings, those who are living on this earth. By absorbing this merit, all kind of gods and other beings be well and happy. At the same time, may they attain supreme nibbana. Finally, all living beings on this earth, including human beings, be well and happy. Finally, attain supreme nibbana. Please recite together. Idanno nyati nang hoto sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idanno nyati nang hoto sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idanno nyati nang hoto sukhita hontu nyatayo. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanang. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanang. Akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu lokasasanang. May the Triple Gem bless you.
मोहक्षयो निब्बानम्